Hi everyone, my name is Twinkle and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the salary structure for Air India Express cabin crew. Yes, if you're someone who's been following me for some time, you must be knowing that I made a proper series of cabin crew salaries in Indian Airlines, and that was definitely a big hit. However, I had missed on including Air India Express, and you guys had shown so much interest and have been asking me to get the salary information for Air India Express, and now what I got my hands on the exact structure, the numbers, the figures, I couldn't wait anymore. So if you're interested to know the salary structure for cabin crew position, whether it's senior or a fresher in Air India Express, this is your video. Do not miss it. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then go ahead, subscribe the channel. And if you like the kind of content I make, then go ahead and like this video as well. Let's get into this video. Before I talk about the numbers, there are two things that I want to tell you. If you're someone who wants to know how to apply for this airline and wants more information on the process, I've made a video about it. I'm going to leave the link of that in the description box and also somewhere here or here. Go ahead and check that out. And apart from this, I also want to give you a disclaimer that don't get confused between Air India and Air India Express. Air India Express is known as the international budget airline, which covers more than 14 plus international destinations, mostly the Middle East and Singapore, and they are from 19 plus Indian cities. So it's a great opportunity and a great airline. If you're someone who wants to apply, you might want to check out my videos. Now let's get into the video. So what you see on my screen now is basically the salary structure of cabin crew. So CC1 is the position that is given to the fresher. So as soon as you apply, this is the salary structure that you will be getting, which is first your basic salary is going to be 6,000. CC1 is basically the salary for freshers, which will increase by, and it goes on increasing by the number of years you will give it to the company. So in the first year, this is going to be your salary. In the second year, third year, fourth year, until fifth year, the salary structures have been defined. So let's start with your basic salary, which is 6,000. HRA, which is 30% of your basic salary, is 1,800, and dearness allowance, which is 50% of basic, is 3,000. Now you have a uniform maintenance allowance, which is 2,500, and kit maintenance allowance, which is 3,000. Apart from them, transport or conveyance allowance, which is 500, and medical allowance, which is 750, which is written here. However, this has been revised to 1,200, and there is a PF that is going to be 12% of your basic plus DA, that comes out to be 1,080 rupees. So a total, if we change this number, which is 1,200, is going to be 19,000 something, around that. And this will increase by the number of years you give to the company. So in your second year, your basic will become 6,300, your HRA will become 1,890, in the third year it will become 6,600 and 1,980, then so on and so forth. So with every increasing year, your salary will also increase. Apart from that, you know for a fact that cabin crew salary is not just basic, it is basic plus flying allowance plus layover allowance. So this is the basic amount. Now let's check out the flying allowance as per your, if you're fresher or if you're experienced, and what number of years that you've given to the company. So on your screen, you see is freshers flying allowance rate, which is 300 rupees for per hour up to 60 hours. So if you're someone who has made 20 hours, who's flown for 20 hours or 30 hours in a month, you will multiply 20 or 30 into 300, which becomes 9,000 rupees, and you will add that 9,000 rupees to this amount. That will become your basic plus flying hour allowance. If you're someone who is flying from 61 to 70 hours, that means if you've flown for 62 hours in a month, then you will receive 60 into 300, which is 18,000, and the next 2 hours which fall in this category, you will be paid 315 rupees per hour. So 2 hours into 315, that will be added to again your total salary. If you are someone who's flown for 75 hours, then again 60 into 300, which is 18,000. then 10 into 315, which is 3150, and the 5 hours that you make over and above 70 hours, they will be calculated as per 330 rupees per hour. So 5 into 330, you can do the math, and that will be added to your total salary. And this will again change if you're someone who's flown more than 80 hours in a month. So I hope you've understood the slabs like so. If you're in your second year, the rates will obviously increase, third year, fourth year, and so on. So this is what your basic as well as your flying hour rate looks like. So for the domestic stops that you have, you basically get 400, and for airport standby, what is an airport standby? Basically, there is a duty wherein you are supposed to get ready just with your suitcase as you're going for a flight, and you're supposed to wait at the airport in case in an emergency or in an unforeseen, if there is a sickness or so last minute requirement, they need a crew to operate a flight, then they will pull you out and you will be waiting basically there to get pulled out. If you don't get pulled out, you will pack your bags and go home, but if there is a requirement, you will be pulled to operate a flight. So in that case, you are also paid an extra amount of 300. If it's an international layover, what I got to know from a few of you is it is based on the duration of the layovers. They have layovers as long as 3-day pattern, 5-day pattern, or a 7-day pattern. Basically, someone who's doing 14 hours plus stop or a flight of 30 hours plus stop, they have meal allowances or the layover allowances that you call, which is preset. So if you're doing a 3-day pattern, you make somewhere around 700 to 800 dirhams, which is not that bad, but not that great also, considering they're only getting one meal per day, which is the breakfast usually, as a part of the hotel allowance, like something, a benefit that they are getting from the hotel, which is free. They have to still spend on their lunches, dinners, for a period of 3 days. Now you must be thinking, what about the senior cabin crew and the check crew or the IFM? So let me tell you, if you're CC1, which is a fresher position, CC2 is a senior cabin crew, and you get that position usually after flying for 5 years in the company, and that's how the growth of this company works. And if you're someone who is working as an IFM, you will be a CC3 position, or a check crew who basically is supposed to conduct checks or is a higher position in the company, that is called a senior check cabin crew. Their salaries are obviously different. We'll not be covering the check crew salary here, but I'll definitely cover a senior cabin crew salary as well as an IFM salary for someone who's eyeing to again join at their respective positions that they like. So let's look at the screen now. On your screen, you will see that this is the cabin crew CC2. So their basic salary is 7,500 as compared to the fresher, which was 6,000. And again, the same way, it's the first year or second year or third year in the same position, your salary will definitely keep on increasing. And UMA and KMA, conveyance, again medical, dearness allowance, somewhere around 22,200, and obviously it is increasing. Flying hour rate is also different here, which is up to 60 hours, it's 325, again increasing as per the number of years in the same position. 61 to 70 hours, it is 341, 71 to 80, 357 per hour, 0.5, and above 80 hours, it's 373.75 per hour. Let's quickly look at the salary of a cabin crew in charge. Basic salary 9,500. Again, HRA, dearness allowance, UMA 3,500, KMA 3,000, conveyance, medicals, PF, somewhere around 26,760, and it is increasing as per the number of years in the same position. Flying hour rate is also different, 400 per hour up to 60 hours. 61 to 70 hours, then 420 per hour, 440 per hour, and 460 per hour as much as the flying you do. So again, the simple math, the salary is going to be basic salary plus flying allowance plus layover allowance. You can do the math and you can make an idea of the salary that a fresher, an experienced and a cabin crew in charge is going to make if they are flying in Air India Express. That's pretty much about it. I hope you found this short and crisp video helpful and it gave you a good idea of the salary structure. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to give it a like and share it with someone who needs to see this. I will see you in my next video. Take care and bye bye.